Crawford versus Madrimov proves Errol Spence was weight drained. What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Cardinal Red Sports. Let's talk about it. Alright, y'all. So, Terence Crawford versus Madrimov. Israil Madrimov went down last night, and it was a stinker on behalf of Terence Crawford. It's brought up a lot of new questions regarding the Errol Spence-Terence Crawford fight and what really went wrong for Errol Spence. I just want to break all this down and give my 5,000 nickels for anybody a lift.
The only reason why I didn't even give it a draw was only because of that 12th round. It was a good joint for him. But there was nothing spectacular that I saw in Crawford that night. I do believe, and I still stand firmly on it, you can't eat your way up to the next weight class. In a weird way, you kind of had a difficult time making 154 flat.
Alright, so Terence Crawford, Israil Madrimov, Errol the True Spence Jr., what's really going on?
Brother Brown was down on Bushwick Avenue last night with a $2 hope.
So Crawford fought Madrimov last night, and oh boy, what a tangled webbeth we weaveth sometimes. But listen, man, it's funny because Terence Crawford didn't look good at all in that fight. He didn't even look like he necessarily belonged at 154 with a nobody fighter.
No, I got to cut you. That's the rule.
Let alone somebody the caliber of Canelo or Charlo or even Sebastian Fundora, Errol Spence at 154.
We on deck for what? That upper room, nigga.
Now, saying all that, I'm trying to say this. Listen, there's a real possibility that Errol Spence really would have beaten Terence Crawford if they would have fought at 154.
You know where that come from? Watching that damn TV.
And I'm saying that because what I saw last night was a Terence Crawford that really couldn't hurt Israil Madrimov.
Little prick stonewalling me.
A Terence Crawford that looks way slower than he did at 147. A Terence Crawford that could not really take a punch.
The details of my life are quite inconsequential.
At 154. And all those things are strengths of Errol Spence Jr.
You must have got manure for your brain.
Errol Spence Jr. packs a nice punch when he's at his best. Errol Spence Jr. has been known to break fighters down when he's at his best. Errol Spence Jr. has been known as a aggressive, come forward type of fighter, always throwing punches.
What if I throw these up in your face, huh?
And if that was Errol Spence last night at his best, Terence Crawford would have gotten knocked out.
I'm so depressed I can't even blame.
And I think Israil Madrimov did his best, and I actually think the fight should have been a draw at worst, but Israil Madrimov, if you ask me, won that fight.
You scum-sucking son of a bitch!
On the back half of the fight. Now, Terence Crawford did win probably the first 5 rounds, but after the 5th round, Israil Madrimov was turning it on. Terence Crawford only won that first through 5th round because Israil Madrimov wasn't throwing any punches.
You smoke crack, don't you?
Wasn't like he beat him up, from round 1 to round 5 or something like that. And, to me, if that was Errol Spence at his best, if that was Charlo at his best at 154, if that was Canelo, even at 154, if that was Sebastian Fundora, I think they all would have beaten Terence Crawford last night. And I think it's sad because this is something I noticed about that fight.
You cannot erase it from the internet. The internet seems to get hit in your clip.
Terence Crawford came in second, and they introduced Israil Madrimov as the challenger.
I mean, this is some shameful shit.
Even though he was the champion, which was weird. Okay, so Terence Crawford is the champion at 147, but this is 154. Shouldn't Israil Madrimov have come in second? But I get it. Terence Crawford's the bigger star, and they're going to let the bigger star walk second. He did the same thing to Errol Spence. Errol Spence had 3 belts.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
So, I mean, a lot of stuff about that fight really made no sense. And it's almost goes to show that if you're a superstar fighter, they will do anything to keep you as a superstar, to keep you propped up.
God, if you listen, help!
And it really doesn't make sense at this point. You know, if Terence Crawford, you know, couldn't hold his own against a guy who only has 10 fights.
No, you know what? You're just as crazy as the people on Twitter. No.
Let that man fall. Let him take his L like everybody else had to take their L and just accept it.
Oh, shit!
Because he definitely could have gotten the L last night, and I wouldn't have been mad if he did, and that wouldn't have been hating for anybody who actually watched that fight, you know. So, me personally, I think Errol Spence deserves his rematch after what I saw last night. There's no way Canelo, you know, goes down to Terence Crawford at 168 at all. You know, if they fought at 160, he would beat the crap out of Crawford. If they fought at 154, he would beat the crap out of Crawford. So we can just put that whole situation to bed.
You ain't down with that? Shut your goddamn ass up.
The only thing that needs to happen is Errol Spence and Terence Crawford need to get it on, whether it's after the Fundora fight or before the Fundora fight.
Give me someone that would try.
Errol Spence deserves his rematch off what I saw last night.
Until you tried and failed, don't say you can't.
I mean, we gotta know where his money going to.
I don't ever want to hear it unless you tried it. But 9 times out of 10, the things you think you can't do, they've just scared you into thinking you can't do it, so you won't.
I mean, we gotta know where his money going to.
But it's so easy just to be fearless and not be scared to not win.
I mean, we gotta know where his money going to.
To do it and not do it right is a learning experience if you could do it again. But not to do it is the loss.
I mean, we gotta know where his money going to.
Just get to it, but never make a reason not to do it.
Y'all let me know what y'all think about all that down in the comment section below. Hit that like button for me, share, subscribe. Holler at me on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. But you're more likely to get a response on the tubes or holler at me over there. You want to collab or feature a product or your channel on my channel, feel free to hit my Gmail because it is a flockocards@gmail.com. And we are man here.
Don't try this at home.
I don't know shit about boxing.
It's Louis Keys off in this bitch, you know what's on. Big cheese in my pocket, that's provolone. Chip on my shoulder bone, and I'm blowing strong. Step back, all your nose is gone. No pills, still I'm rolling on. I'm doing about 100. How I kick it, you would think I punt it. And plus I'm way past running. You niggas is out of order. Got a bitch named Fergie finna meet me by the border with a 20-watt water. But that's another story. It really ain't important. You really can't afford it. So I'ma dumb it down. Keep it on the surface, but I will holla at you if you wanna make a purchase. I got niggas selling movies, I got bitches selling purses, and chicks off in school studying to be nurses. I'm something that you rarely see, like a cranberry tree. Money, will you marry me? Knock a nigga, you can't knock a nigga, you can't knock a nigga, you can't knock a nigga. Cause I hustle, 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 cause I hustle for real. You can't knock a nigga, you can't knock a nigga, you can't knock a nigga, you can't knock a nigga. Cause I hustle, 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 cause I hustle for real, for real. Nigga, listen here. One look at the Ninja Turtle bud and your eyelids disappear. Mixed breed out of your league. Take a puff, now you can't breathe. Roll up my sleeves, roll up my weed, roll up and leave. As quick as I came, I be getting it, man. Even if you're hot, bet I'm more warm. That money's on my mind like a unicorn horn. You a player, then you get your uniform torn. Dress your bitch up like a waitress, uniform porn. And nigga, you been forewarned. But here's another caution, motherfucker, I'm house. You can't knock a nigga, you can't knock a nigga, you can't knock a nigga, you can't knock a nigga. Cause I hustle, 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 cause I hustle for real. You can't knock a nigga, you can't knock a nigga, you can't knock a nigga, you can't knock a nigga. Cause I hustle, 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 cause cause I hustle for real. You can't knock a nigga, can't knock a nigga, can't knock a nigga, can't knock a nigga, cause I hustle, 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 cause I hustle for real. You can't knock a nigga, can't knock a nigga, can't knock a nigga, you can't knock a nigga, cause I hustle, 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 cause I hustle for real, for real. We get money, money we get, we get money, big money we get, GG we get money, big money we get, big money